Where's the Galzo Dark Magician deck reaction? Neo Galactic, I'm glad you asked. Allow us to begin the deck roast, ladies and gentlemen.
You know how like every Yu-Gi-Oh player is either a Dark Magician stan or a Blue Eye stan? Well, I'm definitely on the Dark Magician side, I would say. And this is why I thought for my next video here in the kitchen, we're gonna be trying to make Dark Magician playable. And I gotta tell you,
I gotta relate to that, right? That's basically my channel.
even with all the support and all the love that you think Dark Magician gets every single set, this deck is hard to make competitive, right?
Yes!
Currently. There's like a way to make it competitive, but today we're gonna try here in the kitchen.
Oh, damn, he's got Secret Soul Servants. I really need to get Secret Soul Servants. I've never watched this guy's stuff ever before, but he seems to understand Dark Magician really well. And DM for game, baby. Oh yeah, I told you, I'm the master. All right, now that we've clowned that hero player, it's time to go straight back. So as I was saying, I have never watched a Galzo video before. He has a lot of subs though. But he seems to understand DM's that archetype with a lot of support, but it's all pretty bad. And a lot of people kind of shit on DM players for that. And it's not our fault we have so much support or that it's all bad. So, you know, go suck a lemon, y'all. And let's get on with his vid.
2 vanilla. The reason for that is that we're playing a card called Magicalized Fusion, which could sometimes banish your Dark Magician, and you would probably want it back at some point, or at least another one to just have, right?
Okay.
We're playing a very good engine right now that is called Fiendsmith.
Oh, okay, we're doing this. Alright. Well, you know what? I'm keen to see him play with this engine. I don't know what you do with it in DM, but let's find out.
It gives the deck something to lean onto. It gives it a little bit more bodies to make more plays. And it also gives it a possibility to send more spells with Magician Souls because, you know, Track, besides being a spell, Requiem can attach itself and become an equip spell. So it's advantageous, and also it gives the deck, again, the deck doesn't really have any boss monsters besides Dragoon, and you want to be able to end on more than one thing in today's metagame, right? 1 Druids, 1 Magna, and 1 Baldric. Very good, just like generic card, level 6s. They are darks, they are dragons, which we don't have a lot in this deck, and we need to see some dragons in order to get to Dragoon, right? Dragoon is a very good boss monster in this deck. You want to be seeing more dragons, and these have so much more utility than just being dragons that it makes sense for us to play them. And then another engine that is actually really relevant, I think, is the Wanted India Bellstar engine. So why do we play specifically this? And we also play this, of course. So obviously, more spells, more draw power, and a level 7 Dark Spellcaster. This is a Spellcaster engine, it's a spell engine, and it gives you access to a card you need to target, a level 7 or higher Spellcaster monster that you control.
What's funny about, like, Sinful Spoils of Doom is, like, in Master Duel and stuff, and in deck lists where people play the Diabellstar cards, I don't think many people play this card. We kind of just figured out the Trap's better, and Sinful Spoils, the Eye card is just, where you just put a card in the spell trap zone. They're just kind of better. Like, this card has weird effects on it, where, like, yeah, you get to make your opponent's monsters lose attack, and then if the attack becomes 0, destroy them. And then at the the spellcaster you targeted also dies at like the next standby phase. This card on paper sounded really good, and now we just prefer to play either the trap negate or the card that just says, "Hey, put a card in the spell trap zone," because it's kind of just, I don't know, they're just better, I feel. Plus, you don't have to draw the other spell with anything else, so there's that. But anyway, like, yeah, it seems like a cool card at the time. You also can't target Dragoon, which in TCG is huge. Sorry, I didn't unmute him. But he just said, obviously, you can target your spellcasters with it. And the deck's full of level 7 or higher spellcasters. Dragoon can't be targeted, so it feels bad. I feel like the Omni Negate, yeah, is still better, and the other spell is still better, but this, in theory, is like a cool card that can board wipe and stuff, but I don't know, it just never seems to do that. But anyway.
And good engine, gives you a lot of card advantage, but also has some ties. And then lastly, Alistair the Invoker. Spellcaster engine, once again, spell engine, once again, gives you a magical meltdown that you can send from Magician Souls. And of course, Mechaba is another boss monster that is generic that you can end on in this deck. It's a machine, but Alistair itself is a spellcaster. You always need those. Now for the Dark Magician stuff, what we showed before, 3 Magician Souls is really like a good backbone to this deck. And then as a package, we're also playing 3 Preparations and only 1 Illusion. Because again, we rather have more spell cards that we can send and draw cards from. And this card, you could summon it, theoretically. It's a monster negate, right? But, you rather just draw more cards. Yeah? And, of course, Soul Servant, excellent card. Really, really good. Gets you a draw, gets you a spell, gets you a Dark Magician card, gets your engine running. 1 Apprentice, 1 Timaeus. It's actually a really good card, to be honest, but you don't want to break on it too much because you do need to send a Spellcaster, right? But this becomes free if you have Diabellstar in circulation, if you have Alistair in circulation. Spellcaster you can send, you summon this, that's the cost of special summoning it, and then it's basically a Cartesia. Not a quick effect, but a Cartesia, and it gets you to Dragoon or any one of your fusions, and then only 1 Rod searches any of your Dark Magician spells, but you definitely don't want to see too many of this. Right? It searches you like a few specific cards, but it's not amazing. Honestly, we didn't want to play 3. And then for the spells Magicalized Fusion, I think it's great. It's a Miracle Fusion for Dark Magician. Salvation, another spell that stays on the field that you can send and gets you to Eternal Soul, which is a solid card. You can create a pretty neat lock with it that we'll show in a second. 1 Circle, it's not really a starter, so you don't want to be maxing out. 1 Secrets to Fusion Summon or Ritual Summon. And then 1 Eternal Soul makes your monsters, your Dark Magicians, unaffected. And there's a cool lock that you can do with one of your fusions here. Quickly, to the extra deck we go. Only 3 Dark Magician fusions. 1 The Dark Magician draws you a card, pretty neat. 1 Dragoon, the best boss monster of the deck, honestly. And then this one protects your spell and traps. So this card plus the Eternal Soul, right, makes it unaffected. This protects this. It's kind of unoutable, to be honest. It becomes a Towers. And then we are playing 1 Mechaba and 1 Necro. This card is beautiful, and I wanted to play it because I like pretty cards. Then we have 1 Caesar. Sorry, I mean, we got to do something, right? 1 Lick Spider, important since we are dealing with vanillas. 1 Requiem, 1 Moon, 1 Little Knight, 1 Masquerena, 1 Artemis, and Artemis is mainly for Alistair, right? Selene, and Access Code.
We're dark. Strange to have Selene Access Code no dark. Deck list has been pretty solid. I'm just gonna go back to the fusions real quick.
1 Masquerena, Selene.
We haven't done it yet.
Once a spell resolves, you get to draw once per turn, but soft. So you can technically draw 1 card, link it off to Selene, summon it back, activate.
Yeah, he does need 1 rod as well. Good point. Good point.
Another spell, draw another card. We're going to be testing it now. We're going to be doing a test hand.
Right,
we're going to be shuffling.
Tests.
We got Preparation of Rites, Wanted. We have Timaeus, which is like a soft brick, but maybe not in this hand. Soul Servant, and lastly, Magical Meltdown. Right. So let's start off by going through the motions and gaining as much advantage as we can here. We're going to go for Meltdown first, which is going to add us a copy of good old boy Alistair, the Invoker from deck. Okay, this is what we're going to be using our normal summon for. We're going to normal summon it and obviously grab us a copy of Invocation, which we play 2 in this deck. So now this is the normal like Mechaba combo that you can do to insulate your combo. You link off the Alistair into an Artemis, right? Magistus Moon Maiden, and then Invocation banishes them to
No!
and summons the Mechaba.
Okay, let me explain why that is wrong. Let me show you why you should never go into Mechaba that early. That was summon number 3 and he went into Mechaba. That is incorrect. Because your opponent cannot hit you with Nibiru yet, so like why? Why care? Here's what you're going to want to do instead. Yeah, normal summon your Alistair because you've telegraphed you have it from the Meltdown. That's fine. Alistair, get Invo. Great. If you get hand trapped, oh well, you just keep doing your other stuff. Magician Souls. I was meant to send Dark Magician Girl, but honestly, it doesn't really matter for this example. Okay, so that's summon 2. You could technically do this first as summon 2, but it doesn't matter. We're on summon 3 here. Notice I've got 2 bodies on the field, and we are on summon 3, right? Right? This is summon. We've conducted 3 summons. But he fused so early that he lost the Artemis. Like, he just lost a card on the field for no reason. Instead, you're going to want to go into a Link 2. Now, I'm going into Anaconda, but you can go into the Rabbit Link 2. You can go into IP Masquerena. You can... Oh, actually, you can't go into IP Masquerena because this is a Link monster. But you can go into SP Little Knight. You can go into anything else. Deuce Cross Sheep. Cross Sheep is another great one. The point is, you need to do something with the Artemis on the field. Do not just banish it for no fucking reason. That is a waste of a resource. Anyway, look, we're on summon 4. Exactly. The Fiend Link 2. I don't think he can because do you need a Fiend for that? No, you don't. No, you're right. You're right, Royal Games. The Fiend Link 2 also works. Now, I've conducted 4 summons. I'm still not in Nibiru territory. This will be my 5th summon, getting rid of the Artemis and the the Artemis and the Alistair. Now, on my 5th summon, I have a negate. They can Nibiru me now because I've got Mechaba now. So everything is fine. From here is where you continue to play. For example, this is back when Anaconda was legal. This is where you now use your Anaconda effect. But in this case, this would be like the Rabbit Link 2 monster setting the Angel Trap, if that makes sense. Because you've now established by turn 5, you're not getting hand trapped. Here's your boss monster. That is how you use the Invoke engine mixed with other engines. You never should just fuse with the Artemis on the field. I also missed a step. There is another way in that combo where you can bait more negates. Now let's just point out, he has Preparation of Rites in his hand. He has Preparation of Rites in his hand, which essentially means he has Magician Souls in his hand. So let's go through that combo once again, because I also missed something else. So let's try to give our opponent the least amount of information as possible. We're just going to do Invoke stuff so far. We've only done Invoke stuff so far. They don't know about anything else. Now, unfortunately, we have to reveal... That should have been Dark Magician Girl again, but whatever. We've now revealed... Oh, we've got another engine in the deck. Here's Magician Souls. With 3 summons, once again, 3 summons. Before we go any further, bait the Imperm Veiler. Bait Ash or Imperm or Veiler. Get a draw from sending the Meltdown. What's the Meltdown doing on the field? Nothing. Send it, get a draw. So we also missed that, but once again, he's missed that because he hasn't prepped yet. Well, he technically can still do it, but, you know, he's wasted a resource. We link into our 4th summon. Anaconda's not going to do its effect yet. You just leave it on the field. Invocation now. Make your negate. Amazing. You now have Mechaba as your 5th summon. Invocation effect engrave. Real quick to get that Alistair back in case you don't have the monster in hand to actually use Mechaba negate. And now you can proceed to do the rest of your plays. Whether you're going to extend further or go into your Link 1's effect, you can now do that. And we got a draw. So not only was our 2-card combo establishing Mechaba Dragoon, it gave us a draw and Alistair back in hand. We started with 2 cards in our hand. We end with 2 cards on our hand and 3 cards on the field. And that is how you generate advantage. That's how you use the Invoked engine, guys. At least if you're not playing Pure. If you're playing Pure, obviously you can just fuse with the Artemis because you're not going to summon anything else, right? Anyway, I prepped that in advance because I just knew he was going to not use the Invoked engine, right? I don't know what it was. I just had a feeling.
Already great. You already have monster negates, spell negates, because now you're going to banish... you're going to shuffle back the invocation to the deck, and this will bring you back the Alistair from banish to hand. So essentially, we have 5 cards in hand, and already we have technically an omni-negate. Spell and...
In his version of this combo, he still has 5 cards in hand, so he thinks like he's done the right thing. In our version, we had 3 cards on the field, and replenished our hand to the same number. We are not the same.
Monster negate in this situation. I think I'm going to go ahead and activate Wanted here to grab myself a copy of Bellstar.
See, once again, he's still got the prep, and when you're playing Dark Magician mixed with other engines, you actually typically want to start with the Dark Magician cards. I'd say it's correct to start with the Meltdown here, but mainly because, you should probably start with prep. Start with prep, get Illusion of Chaos, get Souls. And if you get hand trapped on the way there, great, now you do Meltdown stuff, right? It's not about building a negate to protect the DM stuff, it's about baiting your opponent with the DM stuff, because the DM stuff's not good. And then you do the other stuff. It's normally the better way to go.
And then...
Also, yeah, you can want it in the draw phase. Great point.
Bellstar. Let's see. Let's think about this for a minute, because maybe there's a way to play this. I want to get as many, as many cards in rotation as possible.
Incorrect, because we already know. You can't. You made Mechaba too early.
So I'm going to go for Preparations, which will grab me the Ritual. Yes. And then what I'm going to do is activate the Ritual, which will add me, I think in this scenario, Souls is definitely like the best way to go around it. And it puts a card from the hand to the top, and we're going to just put itself, right? I'm going to go ahead and special summon the Souls by sending one of the Dark Magicians to the graveyard. Which one should we send? Probably this one, right? So we already have a draw off of Soul Servant because we have a Dark Magician in grave.
Wow.
And now what we could do is go ahead and summon the Bellstar using the Alistair, I think. We still have a monster in hand. Activate Bellstar.
That is your best follow-up normal summon. I don't think you get rid of the Alistair. How about you use Magician Souls effect and you pitch the Meltdown that's sitting on your field, and then you might draw something for Bellstar, or you can just get rid of Souls for Bellstar at that point.
And set ourselves a copy of...
So with the hand he's gone for, yeah, he can't make Dragoon at this point because he summons Souls. I still agree summoning Souls is good, but because you can send Meltdown, it's free real estate. And you could have linked the Souls and the Artemis into the Fiendsmith Link 2. The Fiendsmith... Yeah, well, it's not the Fiendsmith Link 2, but it's the Fiend generic Link 2 that then becomes the Fiendsmith card. You guys know what I mean, right? I think we should replay this hand. Let's... Should we just do that? Maybe we should just teach this guy how to play his deck. Alright, now this isn't exactly his deck. We're going to have to tweak this. This might take a bit. Maybe we'll watch him do it, and I'll tweak that on my other screen.
Arcelia. Okay. Now we want to draw 2 cards. So I'm going to shuffle the deck here. And I'm thinking whether we should stack the deck maybe with Soul Servant first, right? Because we already have it. So I think it could actually be a little bit more beneficial. So this is set to the field, right? Soul Servant can place, I would say probably, we would want a fusion summon, right? So we can go with either Secrets or Magicalized Fusion. Or Salvation too, but I don't know. I want to make Dragoon. Like this is what's important to me. So I think I'm gonna go with Magicalized Fusion.
Oh god, huh?
Just so we can make Dragoon a little bit later.
What? I'm on my second screen making his list, and he's adding Magicalized off Soul Servant. My man thinks that DM has a good fusion spell. No, it does not, my guy.
So this goes to the top of the deck with Soul Servant. And then we banish the Soul Servant to draw 1.
Yes.
And we will draw into it because we have 1 Dark Magician in the graveyard.
Not quite how that works, but yep.
Right? So that's great already. And then this is what we have in grave. We're going to get another draw off of Wanted. Soul's Effect we're going to be sending these two.
Why would you send that? Why wouldn't you just send them the Soul Servant and the Meltdown?
And we're going to be drawing 2 more cards. Another Wanted, another Meltdown. That's fine.
Pointless.
Then we're probably going to go ahead and send the souls to summon the Timaeus here.
Why?
Send 1 Spellcaster or 1 Spell and Trap that mentions it from hand to face of field to special summon this card.
So right now his hand is 3 spells, and therefore the Mechaba can't negate a Nibiru and Imperm, or like, oh, I'm sorry, it can't negate Imperm anyway, but it can't negate Effect Veiler, Ash, like, all the things you're trying to have your Mechaba stop, it can't stop, because it can only stop a spell right now, which your opponent's not going to do on your turn.
And we're going to be using it a little bit later. Now, we're going to be...
Remember, I kept the Alistair in here. You've recycled the Alistair because it's your best normal summon, but it's also a monster, in case you need to negate a monster effect.
Be linking those off into...
Wait, he just summoned Timaeus to... He just summoned Timaeus to link it off? He just went -1 in the hand for no reason.
Moon.
Oh, because he's playing Magic Eyes, right. Oh, he cheated to search Magic Eyes.
And we're going to link off Moon for Requiem.
He could have done this step at the start of the freaking game like I showed you. And this combo would make so much more sense besides the cheating.
Now we get a draw off of Wanted. We can put back the Roselia. Banish the Wanted. Put the Roselia back to the deck. Draw 1 card. It's an Engraver. It's actually pretty good. Before we summon, we're going to get the Engraver.
I don't want to see any more of this, because like it's just cheating from here. There's no reason to watch this combo further when it's not optimal and it's bad. I always say, guys, test your combos in the simulators. And for all the people who say the simulators have bugs and it might not, well, shut the hell up, because humans have more bugs than the simulators. And you testing at home with test hands like this, you will make misplays. Everyone does. We're human. So at least let a bot do that for you, and make sure when you're playing and you go, oh, why can't I do this? The bot will normally, you know, have a set of rules to follow, so you know that you're doing something illegal. This guy is just going off so far off track because he doesn't know how to play Dark Magician, let alone Invoked, let alone, I don't know, it's just a mess of engines, which is, honestly, this is probably a fun deck to play, but he's just messed it up. We will probably upload a video, detached from this video, trying to do this combo with the same hand he had, just good. But I'll leave that for another day, because, yikes, I think we've spoken about this video enough for now. But this video started really strong, and now it's, I think it's finished really weak, unfortunately. But anyway. Thanks for watching. Comment today comes from Crazy 60 card meta bannable deck, which was the wild deck I versed while playing Dark Magician on Master Duel. The top comment, while there's not too many here, is just going to be can you Felix TCG saying the absolute state of that end board, but Dragoon is still in jail. And for context, here's the end board he's talking about. Alright, don't forget to comment on this video for your chance to be in the next comment featured section of the next video. Alright, catches guys. Bye.